Suzanne, this is Lucy. I need your help. Can you help me with something? It's not for Olympics, not for Special Olympics. It is for the Toastmasters. I said, Toastmasters? She said, yes, I need to found a club and I have 19 members. I need one more. Can you be my 20th member?
Greetings, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome you to yet another episode of Meet Our Members at Valley Stars Toastmasters. My name is Neviana, and this is my privilege to host episode number 7 with one of our founding members and one of our most caring, influential, and dedicated members, Suzanne Bertain. As I am waiting for her to join us on this Zoom meeting, I will let you know that she is native to La Jolla and she is a professional interpreter, knows many languages, including Serbian. She's a graduate cum laude from Cal State University with bachelor's in Spanish, minor in Italian and French, and received a Rotary Foundation Fellowship to attend grad school at University of Florence. She has worked at the U.S. Department of State in the White House Bicentennial Inaugural International Stewardship Council, also at the LA Olympic Committee. At the UCLA, she also volunteers as a Special Olympics, CCFA, Red Cross, Saint Vincent de Paul Society, and is a chartered member of our club. Served many years as the secretary, the treasurer, the vice president of membership, the vice president of education, and is a distinguished area director for the years 2002, 2022, 23, and 24. But besides this, I have to confess that she is a very, very dedicated woman and professional and mentor that personally has made sure that many of our newest members gives orientation and always to the point comments and the necessary to make us, the new members of Valley Stars Toastmasters, welcome. All these ribbons and awards she sent me all the way to Bulgaria as soon as I joined the club, even though it wasn't her duty. And she's one of those people that will go well beyond her job description to really help us all develop our liberty and our leadership skills. I am extremely thrilled and looking forward to introduce her to you. So hopefully she will join us and we will have a lovely chat. There she is. Hello, Suzanne.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Ask you how you found out about Toastmasters, your journey at Valley Stars, anything you want to share with our viewers.
Well, I heard about Toastmasters many times in my life. I have friends in college who were in it, and they all said, well, you don't need it. You speak very well. You speak many languages. You sure don't need it. You already have all the skills. So I was never going to join. I didn't need to. But once upon a time, I met a lady named Lucy Volotsky, and Lucy and I met through Special Olympics. I have a brother who's an adult with special needs. Well, he was a child with special needs, grew up into an adult. And I had taken my brother to a basketball team for Special Olympics. And through that, I heard that they needed some volunteers. So instead of just taking my brother to be on the basketball team, I also volunteered to help with some of the administrative things. They needed something translated into Espanol for the Spanish-speaking parents. And then somehow through that, I got connected to the Special Olympics. And in 2015, Los Angeles, my hometown, well, I was born in San Diego, but my hometown where I lived a lot of my life is Los Angeles, and we were hosting the World Games. The world was coming to LA, all the countries who participated in Special Olympics, I think 100 and something countries were coming to LA for the World Games, kind of like the Olympics that are going to be in Paris in 2 weeks, but it was Special Olympics, so really close to my heart. And they asked me, oh, you speak Italian, you speak Spanish, French, can you help us with one of the delegations? So I said, sure. It was volunteer. It's going to be 2 weeks. You have to stay on campus with the athletes. I said, sure, I'll do that. And then when I got involved, they said, oh, you speak Serbian. We need you for that. And they said, it's the most demanding delegation. They're very particular people and nobody speaks that language. So I got assigned to the Serbian delegation. And the Italian delegation, for example, was going to be hosted in Brentwood. There were many Angelinos, as we call ourselves, people from Los Angeles, who were hosting these families for the first 3 days, and then they stayed on campus. And the town that was going to be hosting Serbia was Chatsworth, where I grew up, where I went to high school, where I went to elementary school. And it was quite a coincidence. So I went to Chatsworth, even though I didn't live there anymore. And I met the person in charge of the whole committee, and her name was Lucy. And she had a whole committee of people, and they were organizing an amazing event, multiple events for 3 days to bring these people from Serbia into their homes and onto the campus at Cal State Northridge. And I got to know Lucy very well and about 25 other people. We worked very closely together to host the Serbians. And then being connected to Lucy, a few months later after the Olympics was over, Olympics was in July and August of 2015. And then in February of 2016, I get a call. She says, Suzanne, this is Lucy, because she's from Montreal, so she has a little French accent. I need your help. Can you help me with something? It's not for Olympics, not for Special Olympics. It is for the Toastmasters. I said, Toastmasters? She said, yes, I need to found a club and I have 19 members. I need one more. Can you be my 20th member? I'm exaggerating her accent. It's not that strong, but it's fun for me to do that. So she asked me to be her 20th member. So she would have the charter. You need 20 members to charter. So I became the 20th member so they could charter the club. And that's how I learned about it. And she said, you just stay for like a month or two. Don't worry about it. And then we charter the club and you go on your way. I will really appreciate it. So that's how I got involved. I just came to help her get started. And within the first month, a gentleman asked me, oh, could you be our secretary? Can you type? I said, sure, I can type. And I became the secretary. And then I was elected VP membership. Then I was elected something else, and then president, and then VPE for 2 years. And here I am, still 8 years later. It was not my plan. So I'm still here. Every year I'm trying to step away a little bit.
It is a place, Toastmasters, where leaders are made. And all these
Yes.
ribbons I have over here in Bulgaria, thanks to you, who always have done 110% over any job description. And when I think about you, and I know other people that have talked on this podcast with me, when we talk about Valley Stars, we always think about Suzanne Bertain.
And Lucy, of course, and Steve.
Yes, but you have you have stayed involved with all of us doing orientation and making sure that we know the procedures and we know how to really enter this new field. And I personally am extremely grateful because every time now when I get a chance and I get a microphone and I have a short moment to speak about 2 minutes, I get complimented by my speech. And
Yay.
and I believe it's because I am part of Toastmasters, and you have really made a difference, because if I hadn't received my ribbons and there wasn't your personal touch, I probably wouldn't have continued, because it's different. Long distance is
Oh,
different. But tell me, so you
it
only
is.
have
Yeah, well,
experience with Valley Stars, but as an area director, you have a wider view, and you have been a distinguished area director for the last 2 years. Can you,
last year, area director. Yeah.
yes, can you tell me and our viewers what are the three most distinctive elements of Valley Stars?
Oh, so if you're talking about to be distinguished, the area was distinguished last year.
Characteristics.
I was the area director last year, but I've been on the board for 8 years, and Valley Stars has been president's distinguished 6 out of those 8 years. The first year we don't really count. We were only a few months. So let's say 6 out of 7 years we have been president's distinguished. Some of the most important elements that I think make it that way is the membership, people coming to join the club. Sometimes they take a break and they come back later. They usually always come back. Some people have never left. I think there are about uh, 8 of us who have never left, 7 at least. Lucy, Steve, Susie, Oliver, myself, a few others. So we have that membership involvement, and then also the education. People are always striving to move along on their path, do another speech, learn another task, do another project with the help of their mentor, or even if they have no longer needed the mentor because they've graduated from that, just with the help of other officers and moving along. We sort of inspire each other. We have a great level of energy. We just have great members, and we're very fortunate to have wonderful people like you, even though you're far away. And Tanya, you guys are in Bulgaria. We have a brand new member from Bulgaria, our newest member. And it's just really nice to be an international club. I think that gives it a lot of color, a lot of pizzazz, a lot of spice, and makes it very interesting.
Toastmasters is not only a place where we as leaders grow, but also a way to change the world. Despite of looking at the problems, we look for solutions and we look for creativity. What is your vision for Toastmasters and Valley Stars for the future?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Thank you. I think I haven't really thought specifically, but something has come to mind recently that when people travel, because my family and I are going in 1 month, we're going to Serbia and Italy and France and a little bit in England. So it occurred to me that when we travel, some of the Toastmasters go and visit other Toastmasters. I don't do that because I have friends or family in all these other countries, but it would be so nice if we would set up some sort of network. Since we're one of the most international clubs I know, we have former members in India, we've had people in Dubai, some sort of network. It's just an idea I've thought of and talked with a couple of members. We might want to do something. I'm not saying like Airbnb, not a business where we make any money, but something where we can help people when they're traveling, that they can connect with other Toastmasters and have a ways that they know where the meetings are. When I've been to New York, every time I think of visiting a club, but I never have the schedule with me and I never have time. But it would be nice to have something like that when I'm in Paris. Oh, you can go to a meeting. And I know some people who have done that. So that's something I'd like to maybe work on with our club. Maybe it'll be a project or a speech, and then we can set it up. So whenever we go around, we can connect with one another. And I would love to visit you in Varna and Tanya in Plovdiv. So
Yes.
thank you.
Well, thank you. I think with Google Maps, maybe we have a way to search for the clubs, but maybe not the timings. And it would be great to have such an app or a directory where we can check it out. I am going to share with you a small secret. My nephew, who lives in California, in Corona, is getting married next May. So I might be
Oh,
visiting in person.
oh,
One of my
nice. That would be
favorite
great.
clubs, Valley
Oh,
Stars.
wonderful. Wouldn't that be nice if you showed up at Steve's office? That would be great. What a nice surprise. We'll have to get you on the schedule. I know that the schedules are on the website. So Toastmasters.org, if you go on to find a club, you can
Mm.
go in the zip code or the country or the
Oh,
city and find all the clubs. But then you have to go club by club. And it's not
yes.
real, like there's not a map. I haven't seen a
Yes.
map. You have to put in the information, find the club, then find out if it works for you. Then you can find the schedule. But maybe we can make it a little more user friendly. We'll see.
Yes, we'll see. And
Yeah.
now, as I was preparing my questions, it occurred to me how you all inspired me to enter the speech contest this year, and how thrilled I was, not even knowing what I was doing, that I entered the competition just to help out the club and represent as part of the club. So we have representations, but then I was uh, voted
Then you won.
area.
You were the first place of our area.
Yeah, and
You
then
won first
the,
place.
the division
And then the
winner.
division.
And then I was the first one to go to the district, and I had no idea how big this achievement is until I started looking more and more and speaking here in Bulgaria to people who are aware of Toastmasters. And I'm not sure if you
Yes.
know, but in Europe, it is technically impossible for people to achieve or go to a district because all these countries in Europe are under one area. And we are
Oh, they
sharing,
are?
Bulgaria is sharing an area with Turkey and Greece, who are much
Oh,
more advanced. So
oh
the
no, I didn't
title,
know that. You mean
the
the area or the district? They're sharing the district.
when they heard I'm going to the district contest, they were really shocked and really proud of
Wow.
me. At the contest level, I was able to hear speeches that I would have never heard otherwise because they were by these professional speakers, three of them.
Wow. I know there's a
Tom,
Bulgarian winner. There's a #1 world champion of public speaking, and he's from
yes.
Bulgaria.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
and I
great.
got to witness this gentleman at the district contest who were incredible and they were professionals. And I'm not sure if
Wow.
I qualified to really compete with them in the same level because I consider myself beginner level. But it's such an honor. And now, I am getting ready I was invited to be a speaker at TED Talk. and
Nice.
and that's why I got myself this book. And now that I
Oh,
have one,
hence of TED. Good.
it says how to speak like on TED. Toastmasters and TED Talks are very closely related. I would love to hear your spin on the connection and your advice how to go about the speech on TED Talk.
Well, in District 52, not right in our area, but in our Division A, I believe it's still in Division A, there's a club called, let me see if I can, Stage Masters. And
Mm,
they specifically teach people to make a TED Talk. My personal advice, I think, would just be to learn about it and watch a lot of TED Talks and then just be yourself because that's what people want to hear. They want to hear what is your topic that you're there for, and they've chosen to hear that particular topic. One idea would be to ask them what they think their audience wants to learn. What does their audience want to learn from you? Do they
mm,
want, as we've learned so much from you, our club. You've taught us about even how colors have music connected to them, how there's a spectrum like the rainbow, and how just so many different things are connected to music and to our voice and you taught us like even the anatomy of our vocal. And there's a topic, there's a project in Toastmasters vocal variety where they talk about the larynx and the different parts of the throat. And that was really interesting when you did that because you do it professionally. But
mhm.
when you speak from your expertise, I think we all love that.
So what is ahead
Maybe.
of you, Susan? What are your dreams? What is coming up in the next year for Suzanne Bertain?
In the next year, well, in the past year, my eldest son got married, so I now have a daughter-in-law. So I still, and we are traveling together. My eldest son and his wife and my younger son, we're all going, all four of us, to Europe. So that's a month and a half from now, end of August, beginning of September. We're going to Italy, to Serbia, Croatia, Montenegro, France, and a little bit to England. Uh,
How
and then
exciting.
yeah, and continue to help people, continue to help my brother be independent in his life. And I have four other siblings as well, and my children, my nephews and nieces, and help people communicate as an interpreter by bridging the language gap in Spanish, French, Italian, all those languages, Serbian. Yep. So just keep learning and try to ask God what he wants me to do with the rest of my life. That's it.
Oh, beautiful. Last words of wisdom or the quote that you could share with me that leads you in life?
A quote
Favorite
that I
quote.
like is from the book of Proverbs, and it's just so easy to remember. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Rely not on your own understanding. In all your ways, be mindful of him, and he will guide your path. So I try to remember that instead of trying to figure it out myself, I mess it up. But if I can just trust in the Lord with all my heart.
So beautiful. Thank you for closing with this beautiful proverb, because I believe that it all starts with faith and we are able to manifest anything we wish as long as we truly believe we can.
Yeah.
Another way of saying it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Uh, a lot of hugs, and I wish you a great day. I hope that the next time you visit Europe, you can jump over to Bulgaria as well. If not, I will
Yes.
come over in May, hopefully,
Yeah.
and
That'd be
give you
so
a big,
nice.
big, big grateful hug for all your efforts and all your wonderful you, because you
Yay.
light up
Well,
our world.
I'm
Thank you
so
so
glad
much,
you
Susan.
received that package a few years ago. Okay, thanks, Naviana.
Thank you,
Ciao.
Susan. Ciao,
Ciao.
ciao. Take care.
Ciao. Have a nice weekend.
You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.